Hello my friends, welcome again to another exciting edition of Build Your Own Stand-Up Paddleboard. I'll be your host, and I have a special guest.
Hey, there I am.
Yep, Mr. Mike Karol. He did all the glass work. Oh damn, here's that logo again.
Oh, there it is, huh?
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, what happened? The lights went out? Oh, there we go.
Hey, there we are. Now I think, what was it? I forgot what we were gonna say.
Well, we didn't have a plan. You see that I'm laying a little bead right there in your seam?
Yep. Yeah, I had a little bit of a gap between the wood there.
Just go back in there with a little bit of mill fibers, you know, a little slurry resin, just filling it back in there. Kind of kicked it off hot so that it would set up or, you know, start laminating. Just squeeze it right in there.
It's an awesome technique with the squeegee there.
Yeah.
And I don't have my usual studio chairs. I got an old creaky one here.
Oh, look at that. That guy's not wearing a mask. That's not OSHA approved. I don't recommend this at home.
So this is the first wooden surfboard you ever messed with?
No.
No?
First one I've ever prepped for blasting, but I've played around with repairing and restoring a couple of these windows. And I had a Donald Takayama ball sitting here a couple of weeks ago that I was working on.
So which one's the Donald Takayama?
The Takayama's gone, but if maybe you might see a little bit of one of the Lindens over there. I think there's a Bane. It's a yellow board. That one's from Australia. It's been there for well over a year. Sorry about that. Taking my time.
Yep.
Can't rush all the projects.
Yep. Some little camera work here. It's switching angles. This is the back side of the board looking towards the nose.
Yeah, so before we did all this, you know, we painted the board with a thin layer of resin so it would absorb, so that when we do laminate, it won't absorb all through the board, you know. A few little steps there and finger messing with it. I don't think we're gonna get much for laminating, you know?
Seepage?
I think it's gonna go on right there.
I only wish I'd went a little thicker on that first coat though.
Well, here we go.
This is 100% commitment right here.
That's for sure. And about 90 degrees.
Yeah.
That will definitely affect your curing time and your pot life.
And when you're saying pot life, what are you talking about there?
I'm talking about the amount of time the resin's in that pot.
There you go. I see you using a different squeegee here.
Yeah, here I got a Falco rubber. Those are the petroleum byproduct companies. You know, nice long strokes, like when you're working with your rubber.
Yep.
Keeping it wet, nice and saturated for good flow movement.
And how many years of glassing do you have to perfect that technique?
It's good 10 years now I got into doing this. A lot of failed efforts. A lot of great successes too. Can't win them all. I'm using the technique that we use for doing epoxy. We're trying to keep it. Normally I would just pour it and let it flow. But because my lap's so thick, it's really hard to just pour a big bead and allow it to get wasted. This is my solution to that. It's your very first day and your very first.
There was something else I learned. That big giant bucket you got. When that stuff comes over, there is a hell of a lot pouring off that rail.
Oh yeah. Well, we're working with half a gallon there.
I think so. I think it was.
10-foot board. Nice 10-ounce glass. You know, it's a It's a lot of cloth that needs to get saturated. And that's the trick, getting it all soaking wet and pulling it tight. Try not to waste too much resin either, because that's some expensive stuff.
Now, how's the cost between epoxy and this?
Oh, epoxy's twice as much.
Is it?
Epoxy's very expensive stuff.
Should be wearing a mask. They have a chemical dependency on compressed materials.
Once again, folks, personal protection equipment is highly recommended.
Well, that's you're chemically dependent on it, right?
Yeah, I think I might have dependency on that stuff. That's why I can't stop. I got a problem. I gotta make surfboards. Oh man, you think I'd be done by now? I'm not even halfway.
I know, that's a big pour, man. From my perspective, I've never poured any glass on anything that big, and it boggled the mind. I'm glad I took the board to you and to you guys. And oh yeah, I think the music we're listening to right now is some No Kawoi.
Oh, you let that stuff on here?
Yeah, they let everybody out here.
Yeah, it happens. They actually got to hear those guys playing the AM radio today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Was it live from Jamaica?
No, it was live off their album.
Oh, there you go.
Letting that little piece of roving hang down and get rid of that. We don't want it gumming up our lap line. And the refer to the lap is that big long piece that I'm pouring resin on right now. That folds over and tucks around the top side of the deck. And then we get to the other sides of the lamination, you'll see that wraps around the other side, giving the board a lot of strength off the rail, creating a prism of sorts. Now I'm just squeezing it out, moving it down, making sure I get all my spots nice and wet. Always like to work wet. And then getting it tight.
I think what is being picked up is the popping sounds from all the little air bubbles getting out of there. You might hear a little bit right here. You rest so well.
Yep.
Right, a little dry spot there. We'll come back in a little bit, a little extra resin, and take care of that. I'm not gonna let it interfere with the process, so we gotta get that thing laid up. We're probably starting to activate pretty heavy now. I'm gonna get that lap lid down, squeeze out the excess.
The sun's going down and there's no one around. It's time to pack it up and head back to town.
Yeah, I think the tail was a bit of a pain there.
Yeah, you can tell. Look at on my face. I might be getting a little bit concerned here. You might not know, but I'm thinking, oh shit, look at this. Am I gonna get this one over runtime?
That funky ass angle. Have you guys messed with any boards with a tail like that?
Not so thick and like square.
Yeah.
I mean, look at your nose, nice, clean, and elliptical. It's a lot easier to wrap that cloth around.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, look at that. Last little bit, not gonna let it do it.
No.
We'll have to get the next bucket and touch up.
Yeah, I can't believe you did two stretches. I mean, this is only like, what, 1/4 of the board. And that was how many gallons?
That was about half a gallon.
Oh crap! It's over.
Oh man.
That's all we get for this session. See you later, y'all.
Try to burp. It didn't work out too good.